Jammu and Kashmir, a region of immense geographical and cultural significance, has been a cradle of Hindu civilization for millennia. Its history is not merely one of settlement, but of profound intellectual and spiritual contributions that have shaped the course of Sanātana Dharma. The very nomenclature of Kashmir is believed to be derived from Kashyapa Mira, or Kashyapa Mar, meaning the land of Kashyapa, or the lake of Kashyapa. This etymological root, as narrated in ancient texts like the Nilamata Purana, links the region's genesis to the revered Vedic sage Kashyapa, who is said to have drained the primordial Satasar lake to make the land habitable. This foundational narrative immediately establishes an intrinsic and ancient connection to Vedic and Puranic traditions, underscoring the deep-rooted Hindu identity of the land itself. This connection suggests that the Hindu presence is not an incidental or later development, but is woven into the very conceptualization and naming of the territory. The story of human presence in Jammu and Kashmir stretches back into deep prehistory, with archaeological evidence providing glimpses into the lives of its earliest inhabitants. This ancient heritage forms the bedrock upon which later historical and religious developments, including the efflorescence of Hindu culture, unfolded. Archaeological footprints, from Paleolithic traces to Neolithic settlements. Paleolithic evidence. The earliest indications of human activity in Kashmir date back to the Paleolithic period. Discoveries such as a rock shelter at Bomai, near Sopore in North Kashmir, which yielded a hand axe alongside a prehistoric rock engraving, the first of its kind found in the region, testify to the presence of lower Paleolithic humans. These sites are often found near ancient lake shores, suggesting that early hunter-gatherers adapted to the lacustrine environments of primeval Kashmir. The Neolithic period, New Stone Age, marked a significant transformation in human lifestyles, characterized by the development of agriculture, domestication of animals, and a transition to settled existence. Kashmir possesses a rich Neolithic heritage, with nearly 4 dozen archaeological sites identified across the valley. Extensive excavations at key sites like Burzahom, Srinagar, Gufkral, Pulwama, Simthan, and Kanispur, Baramulla, have provided substantial evidence of this cultural phase. These settlements, dating from around 3000 BCE, reveal characteristic features such as pit dwellings, subterranean shelters dug into the loessic soil, a diverse range of pottery, including coarse gray ware, burnished ware, combed ware, and gritty red ware, and an array of stone tools, celts, axes, adzes, chisels, mace heads, grinders, and pounders. Bone tools, including harpoons, needles, and awls, particularly from Burzahom and Gufkral, indicate sophisticated craftsmanship and adaptation to local resources. Some Neolithic sites in Kashmir, such as Kuladur and Khan Sahab, also exhibit aceramic phases, lacking pottery, that predate the ceramic Neolithic occupations, indicating a gradual development of material culture. The discovery of megalithic structures, referred to as Burzahom type, at sites like Begagund, Gufkral, Hariparigom, and Pampur, hints at complex ritualistic or communal belief systems in Neolithic Kashmir. Megalithic traditions across India often involve practices such as ancestor worship or astronomical observations, suggesting a layer of spiritual consciousness. This indicates that the Neolithic inhabitants of Kashmir had developed sophisticated belief systems beyond mere subsistence, which could have formed part of the diverse indigenous spiritual landscape. These settlements represent the ancestral heritage of the people of the region. The material culture unearthed provides insights into their living patterns, subsistence strategies, including hunting, fishing, and early agriculture with evidence of wheat, barley, and lentils, and technological advancements. Burial practices. Interesting burial practices have been noted at sites like Burzahom, where human burials, sometimes interred with animals such as dogs and ibex, have been discovered within the settlement area. These practices often carry ritualistic or spiritual connotations in prehistoric societies, suggesting beliefs about the afterlife or the significance of animals. Transition to early historic Hindu sites. The archaeological sequence from the Paleolithic and Neolithic periods demonstrates a continuous human presence and cultural evolution within Kashmir. Over time, this trajectory culminated in a landscape deeply marked by the sacred architecture and religious practices associated with Sanātana Dharma in the early historic period. Archaeological surveys have identified numerous ruins of ancient Hindu temples and sacred sites, such as those at Pandrethan, ancient Puranadisthana, the Shankaracharya Hill, ancient Gopadri or Jeshteshvara, Martand, and Avantipura. These sites, dating from the early centuries CE, mark a clear emergence of identifiable Hindu religious structures, forming a bridge between the prehistoric past and the historically documented Hindu civilization of Kashmir.
Namaste, listener. Hope you enjoyed this segment. Every parent wants their child to grow up with the right dharmic values. But in today's fast-paced world, how do we nurture those values gently? Colouring Dharma is a digital colouring book that brings the timeless spirit of Sanātana Dharma into your home. Through simple and joyful illustrations, like a child offering prayers, cleaning the house, or helping elders, it gently inspires your child to live with dharmic principles, purpose, and respect. The line art is beautifully hand-drawn, traditional, and print-ready, perfect for weekend colouring, homeschooling, or even a quiet moment of reflection. It's also a great way to bond as a family through meaningful conversations with your little one. Thoughtfully crafted for young minds, it offers space to explore, imagine, and connect, while quietly instilling core dharmic values. Download the right book for your child today on Gumroad. Book 1 for ages 4 to 7, themed Everyday Saver. Use link number 1 in the description of this YouTube video. Book 2 for ages 6 to 12, themed Dharmic Home. Use link number 2 in the description of this YouTube video. Just copy and paste the links into your browser if needed. We hope your child enjoys colouring our newest series, Colouring Dharma. If you found this video meaningful, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps YouTube recommend this to more like-minded families. Thank you.
Jammu and Kashmir, a fountainhead of Sanātana Dharma's intellectual and spiritual currents. For centuries, its intellectual vibrancy and profound philosophical contributions resonated far beyond its geographical confines, deeply influencing the evolution of Sanātana Dharma across the Indian subcontinent. The region was not merely a recipient of Indic traditions, but an active and crucial crucible where philosophies were refined, synthesized, and disseminated.
Sharada Pita, the beacon of learning, and its Pan-Bharatha influence. At the forefront of Kashmir's intellectual prowess was the revered Sharada Pita, an ancient temple university located in the Neelam Valley, functioning as one of the most distinguished centers of learning in the Indian subcontinent between the 6th and 12th centuries CE. It held immense religious and academic significance. Sharada Pita was more than just a temple. It was a vibrant university that attracted scholars, philosophers, and spiritual seekers from across India and even beyond. Its reputation as a Savajna Pita, or throne of wisdom, signified its status as a place where the highest knowledge could be attained and validated. Hindu tradition venerates Sharada Pita as one of the Mahashakti Pitas, holy sites consecrated to the goddess Shakti, believed to represent the place where the right hand of goddess Sati fell. This religious sanctity further enhanced its appeal as a pilgrimage and learning destination. It was considered one of the 3 holiest sites for Kashmiri Pandits, alongside the Martin Sun Temple and the Amarnath Temple. A monumental contribution of Sharada Pita was its pivotal role in the development, standardization, and popularization of the Sharada script. This script became the primary medium for writing Sanskrit and Kashmiri in the northwestern regions of the Indian subcontinent for several centuries. So profound was this association that Kashmir itself came to be known as Sharada Desh, the country of Sharada, the goddess of learning, Saraswati, and also the script. The development and propagation of a distinct script from this center underscores its foundational role in the codification and dissemination of knowledge, impacting literacy and textual traditions far beyond philosophy. Attraction for scholars. The eminence of Sharada Pita drew some of the greatest minds of India. The renowned 8th-9th century philosopher Adi Shankaracharya is famously believed to have travelled to Sharada Pita, where he engaged in philosophical debates with resident scholars and is said to have symbolically opened the southern door of the Sarvajana Pita, signifying his supreme intellectual mastery. In the 11th century, the distinguished Vaishnava saint and philosopher Ramanuja journeyed from Sri Rangam in South India to Sharada Pita, specifically to consult rare manuscripts of the Brahma Sutras before composing his seminal commentary, the Sri Bhashya. The Jain scholar Hemachandra also visited Sharada Pita in the 12th century to access its unparalleled library for his work on grammar, as it was known to possess the most complete collection of such texts. Even the 11th century Persian scholar al-Biruni, in his Chronicle of India, listed Sharada Pita among the most famous and venerated Hindu temples in the entire subcontinent, alongside sites like the Multan Sun Temple and Somnath. The fact that scholars from such diverse and often competing philosophical schools, Advaita Vedanta, Shankara, Vishishtadvaita Vedanta, Ramanuja, and Jainism, Hemachandra, all sought out Sharada Pita indicates its perception as an impartial and authoritative repository of Indic knowledge, transcending narrow sectarian loyalties. This fostered a unique environment for inter-school dialogue and intellectual cross-pollination, with Kashmir serving as a vital hub for the broader Sanātana Dharma intellectual ecosystem. Repository of knowledge. Sharada Pita was famed for its extensive library, which housed a vast collection of manuscripts on diverse subjects, including philosophy, grammar, arts, and sciences. This made it an indispensable resource for scholars seeking authoritative and rare texts, contributing significantly to the preservation and transmission of ancient Indian wisdom. Cultural significance. The legendary origins of Sharada Pita, often linked to the penance of sages like Shandilya, who was blessed by goddess Sharada, Saraswati herself, further enriched its cultural and spiritual aura. The temple was not just an academic institution, but a vibrant center of pilgrimage and religious activity for centuries. No doubt, Jammu and Kashmir, one of the beacons of Sanātana dharmic tradition, was ruthlessly attacked over the centuries into moral, socio-cultural, and religious subjugation and conversion. Atrocities against Hindus of the region, especially the Pandits, should come at no surprise. With the destruction of the soul, destruction of the physical monument of Sharada Pita followed effortlessly.
Namaste, listener. Hope you enjoyed this segment. If you found this video meaningful, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps YouTube recommend this to more like-minded families. Thank you.